for this computer. Well, welcome everybody. Today is the 8th of February and it's the Living in Place Institute Community Forum, and we're really thrilled to be having two wonderful representatives here, one from Doug Carmichael from Seachrome, and the other is Chelsea Carpenter of Tresco Lighting. As we know, this is being recorded and will be hopefully on our website in less than 7 days. We always go through the there's me if you want my information, and yes, lo and behold, you can see 3 new logos that Danny has been instrumental in regards to creating that. We're rebranding ourselves now, but if you want to, you can take a screenshot of my information there, or I will put my contact information in there if you need it. And then we have our forum rules. We like to play nicely in everybody's sandbox, so just kind of courteous and make it positive. What we're all here for. We're here to learn from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, so we're going to drop right into Doug Carmichael. Let me change the presentation here because Doug's got it a little different, but that's okay. It'll work just fine. Doug, I'm going to move on to the next page so that people can get your contact information. If I can get this to scroll. There we go. Whoops.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, good morning. Doug Carmichael, National Sales Manager with Seachrome Corporation. The little facts there on the side that we've been in business over 50 years. We're family owned by the same family for the last 40. Located here in Long Beach, California. Behind me, I've got 70 people in the back making product. So we manufacture everything here in California. Really, our mainstay are ADA products, concentrating within shower seats and grab bars. And since our inception, we have made over 1 million shower seats. You may not know us, but you've probably used a shower seat because we make them for many other people. Full manufacturing capacity to do custom work from 1 to 1,000, and in-house powder coating as well.
Yeah, what I like is the fact that you guys have your own robotic welding and tube bending and all that. I mean, that
Yes.
makes a huge difference in regards to being able to do things that are really quite unique.
We spent a little over $1 million during COVID to upgrade our manufacturing processes. And we're excited about what we have in the back. This is an open door. If anyone is ever in Long Beach or close to it, certainly welcome to come on by and we'll give you a quick tour of what we do. Go ahead, there we are. So I'm going to concentrate a little on 2 sides of what we do. This is more the traditional looking institutional bars and seats that we manufacture, which is the bulk of our business. Seats with legs, seats without legs, grab bars in any kind of different configurations. What's unique about us within the shower seat realm is probably on the next slide, Louis. About 5 years ago, we created Lift Assist, which allows you to lift the shower seat and to put it into operation or to lower it with less than 5 pounds of force. When you get a piece of phenolic that may be 32 to 36 inches or 48 inches wide by 24 inches deep, that piece of phenolic alone will weigh about 25 to 30 pounds. So the engineers had to figure out a way to make that qualify and meet ADA code 3094, which requires everything in an ADA pathway to operate with less than 5 pounds of force. Now you see a spring up there between that back bar. That's really kind of a representation of what we've done, which is put a piece of spring tempered steel within that tube that gives assistance going up and resistance going down. What that means is my 18-inch seat lifts as easy as my 60-inch seat, which is really key when you have somebody who's already compromised trying to operate a shower seat. So that's key within all of our shower seats. They all have lift assist technology and meet that 3094 ADA code. Next one, Louis. Now I want to show you some of the seats that we've developed that are more residential rather than looking at what we have in the institutional side. And that is our Silhouette line of seats. And we have 4 different lines, versions of the Silhouette. Very minimal looking. They're phenolic with an aluminum frame. We have one without a back, which is our Slimline seat. I have 9 different phenolic colors. You really just see the 3 here, but beyond the black, the white, and the wood tone, I've got some different colors out there. Gray is a big one. I have 2 shades of gray. I have 2 different wood tone looks as well. This gives, again, a shower seat or a tub seat that can fold close to the wall and come down, and then just becomes really minimal looking within the design. The next seat would be one with a back. And the back is removable, so the end user can clean behind the back if needed. And again, the same kind of look to it. It's rated to 400 pounds, easy to care for, and again, in this phenolic material.
So are these backs are removable as well as the seat?
Just the seat back.
Okay.
So just the seat back is removable. It makes for easy installation, obviously. They're 16 inches on center, but then that is on a keyhole basis where you can take it off and clean behind the back of the seat and then put it back on very simply.
And you said 16-inch on center, the sort of fasteners you use, I mean, that's good to be able to hold it to 400 pounds?
What we recommend is that you're going into in-wall solid wood backing. And so we really emphasize that any installation, whether it's my product or somebody else's, is only good as what it goes into. And with the screws we provide, if you have in-wall solid wood backing, there should be no issues at all.
So what I'm reading between the lines here is you're recommending not to go into studs?
I'm sorry, say again, Louis?
From what I'm reading between the lines here, you're recommending not to go into studs?
No, you can go into studs. I just want you to go into wood.
Got it.
The next style is this same look, but seat with arms, with arm pads. Again, giving a little bit more support for someone going up and down. The arms are independent of the seat and independent of each other.
So those can be they can be flipped up to make it easy to get on and off?
To get on and off. Again, tested to support someone who would want to use them to lift themselves out of the seat. And the last one is more of our larger look, which is the Comfort Plus, which is arms and legs and a little bit wider. So this seat is rated to 800 pounds. The same idea, that seat back come off for cleaning. It folds up next to the wall in less than 5.5 inches. And a very sturdy look and telescoping legs. So we can install this anywhere from 15 to 22 inches in height. And the last look here is those same seats in a teak wood. So what we found is the customers are looking for that residential spa-like experience. The teak wood is an excellent product within a water environment. It comes oiled. Powder coat that frame to a matte black, gives it a really nice dynamic look. What we also now developed are seat pads that fit into that phenolic seat. The pad would go can go on both the seat itself and the seat back. There's enough room for it to fold up and be vertical. What you're offering now is a little more comfort, but also contrast. So you can have a white seat with a black pad that just shows a contrast area within the shower, which is really important in some installations. It's a 1/2 inch of closed foam cell. It easily comes off the seat for cleaning, and the ribs fit right into the pattern. These are designed for both all of the silhouette, the slimline, the comfort, and then we make a larger one for the Comfort Plus.
One question for you, Doug, regards to your products. Are most of these products you've seen thus far off the shelf and ready to go?
Yes. Yes, they are. And in something like this, Louis, within the slimline product line, I usually do not customize. It's a standard width and standard depth. When I get into some of the other shower seats we saw in the beginning, I can customize those much easier. But we like to keep this one as it is within the dimensions. And they are off the shelf, ready to go. I've had a great conversation with an occupational therapist this past week who came to visit us here at Seachrome. And we talked a lot about portable tub seats. And one of my goals this year is to get closer to the end user so that I make sure that my products really are what they need to be for somebody in the home. That's an important aspect. We make a lot of shower seats, but I don't get that chance to get out and interact with someone who's using them in the home as often. What you have here are my best-selling SKUs within the entire Seachrome line. a shower seat that's portable, that clamps on to the tub dam. And I have two different versions, one that raises it if you have a low tub dam, and then one that sits on top of the tub dam. Great application for someone who's just coming home who needs that assistance within the shower. They don't have to redo their entire bathroom, but it's something, again, that is off the shelf and ready to use.
And I hope that OT was a CLIP graduate.
Yes, she was. And she's very involved. And she was a contact that you gave me. So it was really
so
a good
I'm guessing
meeting.
it was Monica Lukashevitz.
Yes, it was.
She's wonderful. She's out of Phoenix area. She's just stellar.
Again, a good conversation to help us really understand where our products are going in the home. So I'm going to talk, this one is a seat, again, a portable seat for those instances where you need to have assistance or in the shower quickly. It hangs on a grab bar and then can fold away and go back in the closet when not in use. Our profile seat. These are our Bridgeport seats. We make them both in phenolic, and I also make it in a teak. And the idea here is to fit into an alcove tub where the supports will spread out to fit inside the tub so it doesn't move. But again, a quick way to add a seat into a tub when you need it quickly. And then if not needed, you can put it back in the closet.
It's a nice product when you have guests over.
Yes. And this is more of a permanent installation where you see up in the corner there that stainless steel bar that's permanently installed, but this trifold seat can then fit into that clamp and then come back out and go back into the closet when not needed. This is more of my probably more inexpensive than the other two seats that you saw, but again, provides that kind of support for in the shower and in the tub there.
So how does this get mounted onto either the wall or the
So we call it, if you see that metal strip there, Louis, that is a permanent piece. And then the trifold seat itself folds into it like an accordion and clips and then can fold back out. We'll be coming out with this later this year in a teak wood version. The same idea where you now have a teak trifold seat that would fold into that permanently installed piece in the back and then come back out of the shower, back out of the tub. This gives you an idea of our standard powder coat colors. I'm doing a lot of matte black and a fair amount of white. What's coming on is that satin brass, which really looks like the gold kind of look that's out there right now.
And these are available in all the two different dimensions you've got there, 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 inch.
So that's on the grab bar side, but I've also been painting shower seat frames as well. So I'll do an all black, more traditional looking seat. We seem to do a lot, or an all white seat as well. So these would be the powder coat colors that I can paint to my grab bars and my shower seat frames. Now I'm going to move into more of our lifestyle and wellness, where you're looking at grab bars that have a little bit more style to them, some curvature, and also some dual purpose grab bars that can fit into the bathroom and the shower.
I like the bar at the bottom left with towel rail underneath it, because I mean, I go into people's homes and I see them they have grab bars. It's great, but they have the towels hanging over it. And all I can see is them in the towel bar, the towel on the floor. Towel bar still in place, or grab bar still in place, but by putting that towel rail underneath it, it makes a big difference.
So we'll go through a few of these here. I think we're starting with just now. Here's a version of a straight grab bar that has a much more different look than what a standard looking grab bar does, or institutional grab bar. This is our Coronado series, very streamlined. Goes with that just about any decor. The standard would be a satin or polish, but also powder coated to all those different colors that we had. All of our grab bars meet those kind of ADA and federal specs where there's all 304 stainless steel. They're all one piece welded and they don't twist and turn. So here you have an oval grab bar, which also meets ADA. Again, just a kind of stylish look. You have one that extends a little bit beyond the post, and the one on top there is a mitered corner. And we have a square flange grab bar in that same style. And we also make a Cuvero copper alloy antimicrobial grab bar. Copper by its nature kills viruses. This is a copper alloy. It will not patina. It will stay that color. I have two versions of it, one that looks like copper and one that looks like satin stainless steel. I am an EPA registered manufacturer of a bacterial side. So a pesticide basically is how the EPA classifies this. I can't make these claims about it killing viruses without the backup of studies that are published. So copper, this is a great product for those people who are more concerned about viruses. Copper kills viruses. And now you get into some of our dual purpose bars. And here's two different versions, as Louis said, of a grab bar with a towel bar underneath. A curved version on top and then the straight below. Same aspects of all of these, 304 stainless, customizable to different sizes. These are our standard stock sizes right here. The next screen, I think, shows this Pismo bar, both with the toilet roll holder and then with the grab bar also, and that curvature. So allows someone to have a constant contact with the bar from standing to sitting.
Next one, there we go.
There we go. So we have a bar that goes around the shower valve. Instead of grabbing that valve, they can have a grab bar that sits there. And then the wave bar, one of our bigger sellers, again, just a different look to a bar, different sizing to it. Because of the curvature, it would not meet an ADA requirement, but in residential situations, I'm not as concerned about that. And again, just some different looking bars in the curvature realm to add a different look into a grab bar situation. And one more here, two more. So these angled bars, both the wedge and the Zuma. The Zuma is one of our popular bars because, again, gives you that constant contact to a bar from a sitting to standing situation. And then the wedge bar is something that's normally put next to the toilet as well because of that. Big sellers, the Zuma comes in both a right-hand or a left-hand configuration, depending on where the top is. And then swing up and swing away bars. We're putting a lot of the swing up bars on the sides of toilets, and then the swing away bar, the same situation, where that locks into place in 3 different stops on the bottom there as you can move it across. And one more bar here. So Barbara, this is the bar we were talking about. We're developing a smaller version that can go next to a toilet with a toilet roll holder. So you're only looking at an 11-inch span of that curvature, and then a toilet roll holder coming out. The flange style will match all the other bars that we have. Again, one of the issues I had that Barbara brought to mind was the distance between the top of the bar to the toilet roll in my previous ones was too great. So we wanted to shorten that distance up. Louis, I think I wanted to stay within that time frame.
You got it.
My information here, I'm going to stick on because I know there may be questions at the end.
Well, first off, I want to thank you and Seachrome. You are outfitting the Idea home upside down, inside out. It's absolutely wonderful what you guys are doing. And again, if you guys are dealing with a client that wants to have customization, Doug's your guy. Seachrome is your company. We're doing customization on our home because we have certain limitations. Barbara's all over that for me. And we are using, if I have it correct, the Cuvero product in our powder room, because the powder room has a hammered copper sink, but more so, again, the point of perspective is the antimicrobial sort of aspect of that. We're trying to, especially make that room a visible room and be able to make it, by far more sanitary in nature. So anybody have any questions for Doug?
Yes, on the chat, there is Karen. She wanted to know if you can make the seat with a thin porcelain or quartz coating on top of it.
I'd have to look at the material because of how we have to fasten it to the frame.
And then Michael wants to know if there's any plans to have length adjustable grab bars so that we can mount based on stud locations.
I can customize where the flange goes, but to make them adjustable falls outside of what ADA requirements are, as it has to be a one piece. So we haven't looked at that. I do make an independent flange that we use for teak dowels, in the sense that you can then move it around. But I haven't looked at that where I would adjust it within a stainless steel environment. But know that I can customize. If they have specific requirements, I can make a bar to make those requirements.
And what's a typical turnaround time for you to be able to do a custom sort of bar?
We're busy and we're running about 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, but that's usually enough time for planning purposes.
Yes.
Does anybody else have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask now, or type it in the chat and Doug can address it at the end. Patricia wants to know price ranges. Which products are your entry level?
So they really do vary. The teak wood products are probably on the more expensive side of things. A typical shower seat, institutional wise, an 18 by 15 is going to run about $180 to $200. Grab bars, though, are inexpensive. You're probably looking at the $50 range. As you get into more of the customization, if we have to powder coat it, then you're up a little bit higher.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Well, cool. Doug, thank you. You're always a
Thank you.
font of information for us.
Thanks so much. I'll stick around too.
And again, I really appreciate what you're doing for the Idea Home. If you want to see, people want to see some of the pictures as to what's going on, we've got a whole bunch of things that Barbara has magically done for our home. So, all right, with that, I'm going to change gears here and go on to Chelsea.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Chelsea Carpenter. I am a marketing coordinator with Revachel, who owns Tresco Lighting. So I deal primarily on the lighting division of our product line. I'm also an active member of our local NKBA chapter. So I like to stay involved. And as Barbara and Louis mentioned, we were all at KBIS last week. So still kind of recovering and recouping from that. It was a great show. I'm going to go ahead and click ahead. There we go. An introduction to Tresco. For those who aren't familiar, we provide LED lighting solutions. So we work in the residential industry as well as commercial. So we also do displays, casework, store fixtures, things along those lines. We've started in 1989. Our goal is to create innovative products that are also affordable, as well as meeting the demand of our customers, and then of course making new innovative solutions as well. We have in-house designers and engineers, several patented products, and we've been innovating for over 30 years now. It's our 34th year this year. It's very exciting. As I mentioned, we're owned by Revachel, and Revachel and Tresco are both subsidiaries of Jones Plastics. It's a local company here in Louisville, Kentucky. And Revachel, this is their 40th year this year. So a lot of big, exciting things coming there as well.
And just kind of a heads up, Revachel is going to be next month's community forum with Sherry McPeak. And there are some new products that they have, which is going to be interesting to see what she shows.
Yeah, we have a lot of exciting new products this year. So I know she was bummed she couldn't be here today, but I told her I'd jump in this month. So kind of our history that I just went over. We were founded in Ohio in 1989. We brought the first proprietary under cabinet light back in 1993, and that's what it looked like. So to see what that looks like versus what under cabinet lighting looks today, it's been a big jump. But it was just a halogen track light, very popular. In 2011, we were acquired by Revachel. And then in 2015, Revachel opened our new facility, which is where I am now. And we are in Louisville, Kentucky, actually right down the way from our parent company, Jones Plastics. So like I mentioned, it's all family owned and operated here in Louisville. We have several different facilities around the world, home organization, storage, plastic molding, injection molding, and LED lighting. So all sorts of different fun products. One of our major goals is to make lighting easy. We like to say it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. A lot of times you'll have an electrician involved, but you don't have to. Anyone can do lighting. We work on a universal power supply, a controller connects to the power supply, and then the light fixture plugs in the controller, just how you see on the right there. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Input voltage matters. So whether you're running on a 12-volt system or a 24-volt system, that matters. But beyond that, as long as you have all items that are 12-volt or all items that are 24-volt, they're all plug and play. So you can use any of our products with any of our power supplies. And we really try to make it as simple as we can so that anyone can do it. And later I'll talk more about our design service, and that's what Barbara mentioned. We have a layout design service. So if you're unfamiliar with lights, or you're just not sure what to pick, not sure what to use, you would just send us your drawings. We spec everything out for you, and we send you a list, show you how to install it, and you're good to go.
So Chelsea, you've got here power supplies at 12-volt and 24-volt.
Yep.
Why would one use one or the other?
It just depends. It depends how much power you have running off of it. So 24-volt is going to give you longer runs. So if you have more lighting connected to it, you could use a 24-volt system. Honestly, a lot of the lights either come in a 12-volt or a 24-volt. So it kind of depends what lights you're using. And then, it's really just the difference of power. So the higher wattage, a lot of times will have longer runs, and they'll run off a 24-volt. And if you're familiar with our product line, our catalog, we color code everything. So you know which system you're running in and try to make it as simple as you can. So here's just some overview photos of some of our applications. And, lighting is a key factor in design. So not only does it make your designs look good and make the house designs look good, but it also adds value, it adds safety, it adds security, it adds accessibility. For example, if you have, like on the bottom there, a deep drawer and you've got stuff way back in the drawer, or you have deep base cabinets, lighting and illuminating those cabinets will allow you to see what's inside. In that closet there, it's a dark closet. So adding that lighting illuminates all the clothes. You can see what colors they are. You can tell if it's navy or if it's black. So, you're not going all mismatched out the door. That toe kick in the bottom there, that's really great for bathrooms, especially at night. You can hook your lighting up to a motion sensor. So when you get out of bed and it detects motion in your bedroom, maybe your bathroom toe kick comes on to kind of guide you to the restroom or your water closet. It's also good for security. Say you have motion sensors downstairs and it's the middle of the night and all your lights are off and it detects motion somewhere, turn all the lights on. There's nothing more that'll detect or deter an intruder than all the bright lights go into full brightness and bright white. So it also offers good security as well. We'll click on to the next one. So I wanted to share some of our newer products and kind of our trending products with you all. This first one is NeoLoop, which is a new flexible silicone lighting. It's really popular. We showed this at KBIS this year, and it's been one of our most popular products that we've launched in the last year. It is an LED light encased in a silicone housing. So it's all already assembled, if you will. If you're familiar with lighting and you've done like an extrusion with a tape lighting, add a diffuser, this is all in one. So you can press it into a groove is the most popular application. Like you see right there in that wine cellar, they've essentially routed a groove in the panel itself, and then you just press this lighting in and it gives a real seamless diffused look. So you're not getting any diodes or hot spots or anything along those lines. It's real even illumination. And then it's surface mounted on the right there. It's on the skirt of that house. So it could be an outdoor application. So it's kind of lighting up that walkway from the back door over. There's like a spa over in that other corner. So it kind of lights the pathway for at night when navigating down that walkway. It's real durable. It's IP65 rated, which means it can get wet. So you can use this in things like a shower, if you're illuminating a shower shelf. You can use it, in your mirrors in your bathrooms or right above your sinks. So it's a really good option to add more of that ambient lighting within a space. And feel free to jump in if anyone has any questions as I'm kind of going through here. I'd be happy to answer those as well.
So can this flexible NeoLoop be put into the bottom side of a handrail?
Um, that's a great question. If you were able to like groove it out and recess it into it, it could be possible. Or you could surface mount it, but then you would see it under the bottom, so it might not be as aesthetically pleasing, if you will, and kind of get in the way. Yeah, but if there was a way to integrate it somehow, it could for sure. Another really popular trend that we are running across is backlighting. If anyone had the chance to KBIS last week and happened to stop by our booth, we had a countertop lit in one of our kitchens with this backlighting. We have a couple different options when it comes to this. We have snip and snap, which is what I have shown on the bottom, the actual light itself. Those are light panels, and those are perfect for behind countertops or behind translucent stone. These are really nice because it provides ambient lighting. It also helps illuminate the edges of countertops and things like that. And then the other option is that top left picture, that is a closet. And behind that closet are our etch panels. And those are custom panels we make here in Louisville. They're all custom made to your specifications. And we have a patented process where we etch those panels to help diffuse the light. And then you can install those directly into things like closets. Some people use them for actual shelves. So in that picture, you can see that light in the back of that closet, that is the finished panel. So it has a diffuser on it, and then you would just adhere that directly to your back of your closet, and it provides that outward light. So it really is a more modern and great way to bring light to closets and pantries, kind of those dark spaces. Tunable technology, we have a couple different examples of this. We have white tunable and we have color tunable. Tunable technology allows you to change the color temperature. So not the dimming itself, but the color or the Kelvin temperature from 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. So it allows you to kind of transform from a warm 2700 to 3000 to 6500 for if you need like a task light or a bright white certain parts of the day and you want a more muted warm color temperature towards the end of the day. It's also nice for designers because it really takes the guesswork out of everything. If you've had meetings where you're trying to explain color temperatures and you're not sure what color temperatures the lights are already in the space, this allows you to install it and just match it exactly. It tunes in increments of 15 Kelvin, so you can essentially match whatever existing lighting is in the space, whether that's overhead lighting or just ambient lighting. So it allows you to find that perfect match without kind of trying to do the guesswork ahead of time.
Chelsea, how does one go about changing the color temperatures?
Yeah, so we have a remote, and I should have thrown it on here. The temperature is done with the receiver, and then we have a wireless remote. It's battery operated, and it allows you to dim the lights from 100%. I think you go down to 20%, and then it also allows you to adjust the color temperature right on that remote as well. So you hold it down, and it'll go all the way from 2700, and then there's another button that allows you to cool it all the way up to 6500. So you just do it all by a handheld remote essentially. Or if you're trying to match an exact color temperature, you can dial it into the receiver itself.
So would this be a good candidate to be put, say, underneath the frame of a bed to be able to light that up so somebody doesn't stub their toe as they're going out to the bathroom in the middle of the night?
Yep, you can do tunable there. Another option, a lot of people will do this like in their kitchens if they want more of a muted color, in the evenings, and then say they're cooking and they want a real bright white color. It's a good option for that as well. And this is probably one of our more fun products. It's a lot of people say, oh, that's more of a commercial product, but we've actually done a lot of it in residential. A lot of people do their basements or home bars with our RGB lighting or our color tunable lighting. This is actually a residential basement or a bottom floor in a house up in Chicago. And that first picture in the top center, that is has none of our lighting turned on. It just has the existing lighting. We came in and installed lighting around the outside of the bar top, pointing down, as well as on the inside of the bar, pointing down on the countertop as well. So that next picture to the right, you can see that is matched to those overhead lights. So we've tuned the colors so it matches the existing lighting in the room. You can obviously see the difference there. And then the bottom three is obviously tuning it to a pink, a green, and a blue. And these allow you to dial in the exact color temperatures. So if you're trying to match, you know, a Pantone of a sports team or things like that, you can have it the exact true color. And this picture was the exact same setup. We just were tuning the colors, but it makes such a drastic impact on the room itself. And there's over 16 million color combinations if you really sat there and tried to key them in. And it works the same way as our white tunable does. So there's a handheld remote, and you can dim it and brighten it, turn it on and off, and you can also adjust, increase or decrease the red, green, and blue values to create those different color temperatures. Or similar to our white tunable, you can use the receiver and key in an exact color if you're trying to match something specific. We see that a lot in basements for huge sports fans. They'll want to match the exact color of the team, and this lets us do it.
So can this be put outdoors, you know, for like, you know, Halloween, like an orange or purple and Thanksgiving?
So this particular product can't. It's not rated for outdoor or wet use. So this is just an indoor product at the moment. But it would be a good option to put outside. I agree. Now, some of those other products I mentioned, we have those handheld remotes. That's all RFID technology. But we have partnered with Swidget this past year, and Swidget is a smart home solution. So they offer a variety of devices and inserts, which allow you to connect your house to a larger integration network and control via an app. If you go to the next slide, Louis, there is kind of a brief description of how it works. But they have several different devices. So you would switch out your standard outlet, your switch, your dimmer switches. And then there's a variety of different inserts that you can insert in there. So say you have an outlet in your hallway, you could put that guide light insert in it. And so then you have a guide light integrated into your outlet in your wall, in your hallway, instead of then taking up a plug by plugging in a light. There's things like the motion sensor insert in there. So as we alluded to before, you could put that outlet next to your bed and you can put the motion sensor in there. And then you plug our lights into that outlet. And so you can say, when that insert detects, you know, my feet going over the side of the bed or me getting out of bed, turn on those lights in the bathroom so that I know where I'm headed. So it allows you to kind of hide this extra technology inside of the actual devices in your home instead of adding all those different, you know, things you can plug in. You plug in and then you plug into that. It kind of eliminates all that, hides it all inside the wall to eliminate messy wires and the bulkiness of it. And they have a plethora of inserts and devices. These are just the ones that are compatible with our LED lighting. And it's compatible with all of our single color lighting. And then they also partner with Panasonic. So not only can you tie in your LED lighting, but you can also tie in your fans throughout the home and all of their products as well. And then you can control it all from your smart home or from your app, or if you have a bigger integrator like Control 4 or something along those lines, you can control everything together.
Yeah, some of the other modules that at least I'm aware of are temperature sensing, humidity sensing, air particulate sensing. And the neat thing about these is if something else comes out, you can pull out the old one and put a new one in.
And that's the awesome part about them, is because the technology is in that little insert, not the actual device. So you can install those outlets and switches and, you know, you may need an electrician for that part, but say they come out with a new insert, you just clip those right out and put the new one in. So as technology evolves and they make new inserts and they're working on a whole catalog of them, you could just put that new one in and it immediately changes the functionality of that device. These are just, some more examples of our products. It's really important to do layered lighting within a space. So here, on the left there, that just has some ambient lighting. That's just flex tape on bookshelves, but it makes such a drastic change to the room. There's under cabinet on the bottom right there, and that shows a good example of task lighting. That kind of zoomed in picture there shows that there's no multi-point diode reflection. So that's a good example of diffuse light. So you're not seeing the individual LED diodes that you once saw with all LEDs. It's just a continuous beam of light. And it's really hidden behind that light rail there. It's a good application shot. And then of course the one above is kind of embedded in the shelf itself. So just instead of providing direct harsh light, kind of like in the room I'm in right now, it's all about layers, doing that ambient light. And then you can also use it for task lighting, but it really just helps transform the entire mood and atmosphere of the space.
So one of the things I think is a really unique and dramatic effect is having lighting like this for, say, a coffered ceiling, where it directs it up. I mean, it makes a really dramatic effect in regards to a statement room, if you will.
Yep, and a lot of times we'll use the analogy, like once you get a car and you have heated seats in your car, you'll probably never get a car without heated seats. Once you get LED lighting and you get the under cabinet lighting and some of this shelf lighting, especially like in your closets, it's hard to go back. Sometimes you don't realize you're missing it out on it, and then you're like, oh, how did I never have this in there? And one of our parts of us making lighting easy for our customers is we have our complimentary lighting layout services. So the way this works is, no matter where you buy our products, we sell through distribution. So our products are available, around the country and in Canada. We're always here to service our customers. So we have a whole team dedicated to our lighting layouts. And all you do is go to trescolighting.com/layout. You fill out the form. You tell us about your project, what you're looking for, and you upload your drawings. And then this far right is what we'll send back to you. So we'll send you a full parts list, and then we'll also do a layout for you. So we'll do a drawing, we'll overimpose it on your drawing, show you exactly where the lights get installed, all the accessories, where to put them, how to hook everything up. So you kind of have an exact plan of what you need to do to complete your project. And I think the next couple slides, I have some examples of what some of the layouts that we have completed for the Idea Home that we're working on with Louie and Barbara and their teams. So this is an example of a pantry and a bar drawing that they provided. And then in the pantry there, we have lights hidden behind the light rail shining down on all those shelves. So you can see what is on all of those, back in those deep crevices of the pantry. And then there she has each power supply listed, what exactly gets hooked up. If you can see there, she even has like the little link cords and where they're located. And then everything's labeled at the bottom. So you know exactly what each item is and how it's installed and where it goes.
And this is the
on
first
that
time,
right side.
this is the first time I've seen this, and I'm stunned as to everything that you guys, your design team does in regards to saying, here's what you need, where it needs to go, where you may need power to be able to connect up to it. We all face the circumstance, like with a pantry, of especially things down towards the bottom where it's dark and it's difficult to see things there. I'm reaching for a can of chicken stock, and what I pull out is beef stock. It's that sort of thing. So I'm like, I'd like to have my house finished now to be able to show all this, but we're getting there. This is really fabulous.
Yeah, and then on the right sides of the bar there, so you can see she even has it down to like the door sensors, where to put the door sensor, the best spot for them, how to hook it up to the power supply. So they're very detailed. And we do everything from someone who's familiar with our product line and says, I want this, this, this. And then you also have someone who says, I have no idea what I want to do. Like, what do you recommend? And we're happy to do that as well.
I think that's a really big
And
differentiator for you, for people who are selecting lighting, to be able to have that design team ready to be able to help them out.
Yep. And they have they're quick turnaround times. They do a lot of great work for us. And then this is a mud room. Yeah, the owner's entry. So you're kind of seeing there the light underneath and the light above the cabinets. And then that right side, you're seeing the interior cabinet lighting, under cabinet lighting, and then all those power supplies and everything as well. And then with this would come a parts list. So then every product would be listed by the part number. So you could take that to whoever you're purchasing or lighting from and know exactly what you need, where it needs to go, and try to make it as easy as possible.
So Barbara, what do you think of what you see?
I'm still blown away, but I've always been blown away by their design team. There's just no one like it. No one like it out there. You need to trust them. And Chelsea, I want you to illustrate, because a lot of us designers don't normally put lighting within a base cabinet vertically. Could you address that?
Yeah, so there's a couple options. Base cabinets, it depends on the type of cabinets, right? So if you have a frame cabinet, a face frame, a lot of times we'll do like an angled Infinex, which is an extrusion profile, and you can just hide that behind your face frame. So when you open the cabinet, no one's going to actually see inside. They're not going to see the light pointing back at them because it's pointing backwards. So face frames are a bit easier because you can just hide them behind that frame. When you have a frameless cabinet, the most popular application we have is being able to groove or route a channel in it. And that's where the Neo loop really comes into play. A lot of people will groove that inside of the cabinet. Half back is really popular. And then you just press that light inside of it, and then you can run the wires out the back of the cabinet. So that's really popular, especially those blind corner cabinets, lazy Susan cabinets, where it kind of turns into just kind of a dark hole, if you will. It allows you to see all the way into the back. What
depth in routing out for a vertical in those base cabinets is required?
It depends. I know it's not a great answer. It depends on the light that you're using. So for example, our Neo loop is 1/2 inch. So it does need to be a 3/4 inch panel. And then some of our extrusions, our channels are a little bit thinner. So they don't have to be quite as deep. But in our catalog, and when you're looking at our lighting, we'll give you the exact route channel, so that your cabinet maker or your closet maker, when they're creating those panels, they can just route it out then and there, and then the lights can be installed later.
Have you ever had anybody push back on that due to the mechanism for shelf adjustability pieces?
So it's easier if you route it into the cabinet, because then it'll be flush.
Right.
So then as long as you're missing those screw holes, and that's why in closets, a lot of people will do it half back, because a lot of those closet accessories and whatnot will be towards the front and the back mounted. So you can just mount it directly over the light, because it's completely flush as if it didn't exist. The only thing you have to be careful of is like Revachel, for example, has an accessory where you drill into the panel itself all the way back. It's the valet rods. Like if you have a recessed light half back, you just got to make sure you're not hitting it with both products, if you will. And then I just have a couple things there. I have our website. Obviously, our lighting can all be found on the Revachel website as well. There's just a tile that has our LED lighting, which will take you to the Tresco website. And that trescolighting.com/layout. That's probably the most useful tool. The turnaround time right now, they've got a lot of layouts coming off of KBiz, but they're getting them out to you a couple days. It's very quick and very detailed. And then of course, once you get it back, if you have questions or need revisions, they're always happy to do that as well.
So I think there's a question here from Mary Knott. What is the lumen output of the NeoLoop?
Yeah, so lumens, we have two different versions of NeoLoop. One is side emitting, which it's skinnier and it has a flat top. That one is 100 lumens. And then our second version is our top emitting. That has a rounded top, and it is 200 lumens.
Okay. And then Michael Papp has a question in regards to, are all your lighting products compatible with Swidget?
So all of our single color lighting is compatible with Swidget. So right now our tunable lighting is not compatible just because on the Swidget side, you don't have the ability to tune the colors. But all of our single color lighting are plug-in power supplies, obviously are compatible with the outlets because you have to plug in the power supply into something. But then you can wirelessly connect like a switch with the outlet to control it. And then of course, all of our hardwire power supplies are compatible with the dimmers.
And then Barbara has more of a comment than a question about pantry. Make sure you have a front face drop from the shelf to hide the lighting so it's not right in your eyes. Is that what you're thinking, Barbara?
Yeah, that's what we recommend too for like, under cabinet, if you are doing a frameless, just adding a small light rail. We even have a product, it's one of our linear lights called 5-line 2.0, and it's the profile of a pencil. And that's a lot of time used in frameless because you just have to add just a small little light rail to kind of hide that light so you're not seeing it in your face.
So if you want to capture Chelsea's contact information, take a screenshot of this or a photo. They are really, truly wonderful in regards to what they're doing. I mean, I'm just amazed at the design support that they're offering to the Idea Home. It's really quite amazing. And every time I turn around, whether it's Chelsea or Allison or others, they're like suggesting other things. They're just like, wow, this is mind blowing. So, and my wife hasn't seen many of these things yet. So that's going to be even more interesting when she really starts to see everything come together. So Chelsea, thank you so much for being here today. All right, upcoming forums for community-wise. All right, so next month on March 8th is Revashelf, which again, would love to have had both Chelsea and Sherry McPeak here today to be able to tag team off of each other, but KBiz was just a little too much for Sherry. And then we'll also have SPAN smart circuit breaker panels. If you're not familiar with SPAN, it's a really neat product that they have behind the circuit breakers. They have relays and current sensing devices to be able to tell you, basically if you want to turn off a power to a circuit breaker remotely, say you're replacing a switch or something else, you can do it remotely. It does not allow you to reset a circuit breaker when it trips because it's too easy to just keep using, say, an app just to be trying to reset, and all of a sudden you've got a fire in your home. SPAN also has a very unique EV charging system that they actually won one of the awards for the International Builder Show last week for their charging system. And then April, we've got, and it's not Form, it's Forum. We'll have Quick Drain, which makes basically curbless shower pans along with linear drains. They have some really wonderful products. And then Hunter Douglas, I think most of us know them as window coverings. They have some really neat ones now that are motorized. You can do all sorts of wonderful things with them. That will be on the 12th. And then other community forums will be posted soon. There are a lot of the partners in the Idea Home because I know what they're all about, are going to be part of this. So Danny, I'm gonna let you unmute yourself just to say all the various new things that we are doing within the Living in Place Institute.
Well, just branding on steroids. I'd love everybody's feedback on the new logos and the new clip and hat certification. So we will be working on getting new pins out to everybody and have a much friendlier, easier to use interface. And then on top of that, we want to feature and highlight all of you who are CLIP certified and talk to you who are not CLIP certified or HAT certified and bring you into the fold. So feel free to call or text me anytime, 585-474-5677, or the 1-800 number that is on the website. And we are going to be having a lot of really cool things going on as far as branding packages that we'll be able to hand off to everybody. And as well, we have certified products, certified homes, idea homes that you can get going with your favorite builders in your areas. As well, we will be showcasing and highlighting your projects and certifying kitchens, bathrooms, landscaping, you name it. If you think you have a project that is worthy about being certified, contact myself or Louie, and we will get you started and get you the whole package.
So Doreen, you've got a question, and again, I'm sorry I jumped right to talking about the idea home. My home was involved in a massive wildfire at the end of 2021 here in Colorado, and it was destroyed. So what is happening is I get to practice what I teach, in essence, in regards to making our rebuild a Living in Place Institute idea home, where it will have a lot of very unique functions or features to it that make it so that it's really something that how all homes should be designed. For example, even though I live on a property that has quite a bit of elevation change, basically it drops 16 feet across 150 feet diagonally across our property. So it makes it a little bit challenging from a grading and drainage standpoint, but nonetheless, all of our entrances to the house are zero threshold. Okay, have no threshold, have no steps.
Okay.
And when you think about the challenge of doing that with topography, if I can do it, any home should be able to do that. And again, having no steps and having no thresholds makes it easy for everybody to get in the home. It's okay. We know that's going to help somebody in a wheelchair, but say somebody who's rolling in heavy appliances into the house, not having those steps, not having a threshold makes it so much easier for them to just go straight into the house. There's many things related to accessibility. There's things related to safety, obviously health in the home, and again, the things that Seachrome and Tresco are doing to be able to make the place, a unique environment. Well, I'll call it more beautiful, if you will, because that's what they're actually doing for us, but also creating function in various areas. So again, the house is being built in Louisville, Colorado, on our old property. And we will have open houses after we're finished for a while. But we will also, for people who can't travel out here, because we're only going to do open houses for about the first month, because
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Okay.
at least it wasn't me.
Right.
I don't know if there's anything else I can help you with.
But nonetheless, we will have open houses for about a month's time or so after the certificate of occupancy. But we're also going to be doing a narrated video as we go through the home to say, here we are in the closet, and here we have the etched panels that come from Tresco with the diffuse lighting coming through it. So now I can actually tell when I'm putting on navy blue pants with a black jacket, so I don't go out in public looking like a fool. I did that once with one pair. I had some brown shoes that were very close, but one was darker than the other, and I put on one of each shoe and went to work that way.
Okay.
Okay. So, but nonetheless, and then Seachrome being able to do customization for us, because we have certain areas that grab bars need to be shortened to be able to accommodate certain areas, and other areas where we're going longer. So again, there's some wonderful features that, our partner companies are doing. Barbara,
And if you
what
want
Barb,
more, if
what's
you
that?
want more, Doreen, the
Yes.
YouTube video is on Living in Place Institute on YouTube.
Okay.
And we did a full community forum on Louie's house in great detail in December. So if you just look up the latest video that's on there, you can get all the sneak peek details that Louie's going in on. And I do have to excuse myself. My daughter's 6th grader school friend fell off the ski lift yesterday, broke 2 legs.
Oh,
Accidents can happen anytime. And my daughter's arms were crushed from the friends putting the bar down on her. So we are heading off to the doctor because she also then got back up and fell off a mogul. So she also hurt her leg. So even a nimble, healthy 12-year-old can have some ski accidents. And she said it was such a hot mess on the ski slopes yesterday with all the different school groups that she wrote an entire paragraph of all the perils these children got themselves into from roughhousing, I guess, and not following all the rules. So be safe out there. And I look forward to seeing y'all at the next community forum. And Doreen, please do give me a call at your convenience, and I will walk you through the process and get you all signed up.
Thank you. Thank you. Both of you guys are speaking of incidences that I am currently working on with the Smith Group Architects. And we're doing living for each one of those categories that you guys mentioned. So this should be very interesting.
Well, and we'd love to welcome you into the international fold. Chris Kikuchi has been really quiet there with the 12-hour time difference. So we do appreciate that he is in the midnight oil. But Louie and I got to party with him at Sheryl Crow and see him in our beautiful booth. And we look forward to next year's KBIS, IBIS, Decorative Hardware Plumbing Show Surfaces, and International Furniture Market to be bigger and better than ever, and to see all of you there representing in our new swag with our new logos and being out there and spreading that everybody needs to be a certified living in place professional and do things right the first time and keep doing them right.
So Danny, is your daughter's friend, is their house ready for her?
I don't know if it's a he or a him, and I'm sure that house is not ready for them. That is just awful. I can't even imagine. That is like my worst nightmare, and why I don't love to ski is because I'm always afraid of falling off of that chairlift. I know it almost never happens, but obviously never say never.
All right, with that, I'm going to close this out, but I'll stay aboard afterwards. I want to thank everybody for being here, especially Chelsea Carpenter and Doug Carmichael. Really appreciate your expertise and knowledge. And with that, I look forward to seeing everybody at next month's community forum on the 8th of March. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to get to where, let's see, there we go. Stop, stop share. Okay, you do that, and then I can.
All right, I can't type anymore, but Ebony and